Hello friends and hello student. My name is Ashok Sijala and here we can learn the inheritance in C++. So first I share my laptop screen and fix the goal or here first fix the position. So our goal is inheritance. So first I open the Turbo C++ and take some process and now yes is open. So Alt F file menu taking a new file and here fix our goal. Write a program to write a program to uh, prepare student mark sheet using single inheritance. So that is our goal. So first question, what is a inheritance? Yes, that is a then and then we can apply to our logic. So first we can understand the inheritance. So what is a inheritance? So inheritance means acquire the existing class property to new class. Means one class acquire the property of other class, that is called the inheritance. Like in our real life, some genetics is inherit to parent to their children. Like we can say that beauty of mother and intelligence of father inherit to their childs, but sometimes it's reverse case also. So that is just fun. But we can say that inheritance is a oops principle. Like there are 7 principles. We can say that class, object, data encapsulation, data abstraction, then polymorphism, inheritance, dynamic binding, and message passing. So there are 7 oops object oriented principles, and C++ is a work in this base of the principles. So here we can learn the inheritance. So inheritance is a very powerful feature or tools to creating the reusability. Means existing code we can reuse to as meaningful to our new requirement. In our IT field, day to day our demand is changed, so we cannot write to first to a new software, but we can start to as going, we can modify easily using the inheritance. So that is a requirement to our demand in market. So we cannot write to A to Z. So well tested, well debugged, and well developed other programmer class we can use to our creating new class. So that is called the inheritance. And then number of advantages of inheritance, because we can save our time, our money, because we very easily we can maintain to our old software to as our new requirement, and performance is a better, easily modifies. Yes, and then we can say that reduce the redundancy. Redundancy means a duplicate code, not in our software. So very easily we can maintain and better performance. So that is called the inheritance. So number of advantages in the inheritance in object oriented programming. So now that first point I here cover what is a inheritance, and now the here second point I give the first, and then here the types of inheritance. That is our next target. So what is a types of inheritance? Yes, so what is, there are 6 type of inheritance, I can say that. So I some student shock, only 5 is there, that is a refer some time, but here I give the idea. So first I just name of the like single inheritance. So that is a single, here we can see the single inheritance. And what is a single? So like one class acquire to other class property, like A class, B class take the property, or we can say that only one base class, that is called single inheritance. And sometimes that word use the derivation. So derivation of a class from only one base class, it is called the single inheritance. And that is the best example, A class inherit to B class. Yes, and then we can see the multiple. Yes, multi, yes, mul multiple inheritance. So that is, I not write inheritance every time. So just type name. So multiple, that name itself suggests. So we can take more than our base classes. Means one class acquire to number of classes inherit their property. So that is called multiple inheritance. In like in Java, there is a multiple inheritance, and pointer concept is not in Java but in the C++ in reverse order. And C++ there is two data type, Boolean and string data type is not, but in Java is there. So that is some important points. So multiple, we can say the derivation angle definition. Derivation of a class several or two or more, we can say, means several means two or more base class is called the multiple inheritance. So like we can say that A and B class both inheriting C class. So that is called multiple inheritance. Then I directly take the hierarchical, because that is a similar figure of multi in reverse case. So one class is inheriting number of classes, that is called hierarchical. So I that is a hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So like A class is inheriting B, C, D, or E, F. So many class that is inherit, that is called hierarchical inheritance. And then derivation, that definition is derivation of several classes from a single base class. That trait of the class may can inherit more than one class. It is called hierarchical inheritance. So that is some technical, but we can say that one class is in number of classes is inherit, or that is a called hierarchical inheritance. Then we can say that fourth type, and that is a, we can say that multi level. Yes, so level or layer sometime word use. So like first I give the example, like A class inheriting B, B class inheriting C. So we can say that already one inherit derived class we can inherit to other class, that is called multi-level, means layer or level. And then derivation, that definition, I think derivation of a class that from another derived class, it is called the multi-level inheritance. So we can give the example I previously said, the A class inheriting B and B class inheriting C. So that is a multi-level inheritance. Next, fifth is a like our day-to-day life one word use is hybrid. So like our farmer use the seeds in their farm, hybrid seeds. So that is a here hybrid inheritance. So we can take two or more form in one inheritance, that is called hybrid inheritance. So like we can use the multiple and multi-level combine two branch to in one our program. So that is called hybrid inheritance. And that definition of derivation of a class involving more than form or more than one form, we can say that inheritance known as hybrid inheritance. Derivation, so that is a best example. We can like I give that figure like A and then B. A class is inheriting B and C, and then again that B that class is also inheriting other some classes. So like that D class. Okay, so multi-level and multiple both in one branch. So that is called like we can say that that is a hybrid inheritance. Okay, so here in we can say that A class inherit in B and B class inherit in D, and then A class B and C also inherit. So that is we can say that hybrid. So multiple and multi-level both branches combining one inheritance, that is called hybrid. And now that is a last that you have to sometime you have to know, and that is a multi-path inheritance. So what is a multi-path? So that is a virtual based classes. We can say that virtual based class in compulsory you have to use, because A class is inherit in B and C, and B and C inherit in D. So A class is coming via B class to D, and coming A class coming via C class to D. So two copy of A class inheriting D. So we can take some solution, and that is a virtual base class, and that is a multi-path inheritance. So that is a derivation definition. Derivation of class from other derived classes which are derived from the same base class. It is called the multi-path inheritance. So that is a very simple, and you have to know multi-path inheritance. Okay. So here I complete our some theory parts, and I just provide the comment line, and we can start to our single. In this session only one branch I cover, and that is a single inheritance. Okay. So we can prepare the student mark sheet based on the single inheritance. So one class acquire the property of other class, and that is a single inheritance. Okay. So IO stream, now I can start our coding, and first include the files, and then we can conio and io.h console input output and iostream.h. And now our class first is a student, because we can prepare the student mark sheet. And here there are default scope of, you have to know very well in class, that is a private. So I give the two tab because we can take roll number and then character 1D array name. Yes, so that is a, we can say that derived data type one dimensional array. And then public part, I first initially give the void and s get data. I here not use the constructor, but in next video to my upcoming video lecture, I also cover the constructor and destructor, because that is a rules. Constructor and destructor is a never inheritance, so we can calling using derived class, so base class constructor. So that is a other, we can take a separate video lecture. So here we can focus how to inheritance, that is our target. So that student class is a three word use, I just write. And first is a base, I just word, and then second is a parents and comma, and then third is a super class. So base class, parent class, or super class. So I not write every time class, but only base class, parent class, and super class. There are three word, but base class is more used in our inheritance concept. And now the our base class declaration is complete. Now we can take to our derived class, and that is I first that is first time we have to take this concept. So what is a syntax, we can identify. So here I give the syntax. So first you can write the class keyword, then derived class name, okay, and colon sign, like here our, that is a visibility mode, and we can give the colon sign. Same here, we can give the colon sign, and here also visibility mode is there. So by default, like class scope is a private, and by default inheritance is also private mode, private keyword use. So private visibility mode, yes, mode or mod you can write. And then our we can say that here, yes, first is a base class name, no, perfect, yes, I think perfect, not base class name. So you have to know undo alter back keyword, yes, that is derived class is perfect. Now is a base class, yes, first we can derived class name and then base class name, yes, perfectly, that syntax is correct. And opening closing brace is there, and semicolon is there, and here we can take the member, yes, member of our uh, derived class, or so many member derived class. Okay, so I writing because that is a keyword. So derived class member, okay, or member of derived class. So that is a syntax, just for your reference. I write in comment line again, so you can refer this syntax, and based of this syntax, we can declare our derived class, and that class keyword, then derived class name, just only two letter, ms mark sheet, and then colon sign, and then visibility mode, and first we can take the public derivation. So that is, and if you not provide any keyword, that is by default is a private derivation. That word is a derivation. And now our base class name, that is a student, so that is a syntax and opening closing brace, semicolon is there. And now we can define to our derived class member. So here we can define like integer and subject of array, three subject we can, and total, yes, and float we can take the percentage. Okay, so now complete, and then public colon sign, and also here I am for mark sheet get data. So initially I give the different name, and then we can also check the same name, base class and that member name. So same name we have to give, and also how its ambiguity is generated, how to solve also we can check. Okay, so here our next class is complete. Two class we can declare, single inheritance is there, and we can prepare to student mark sheet. So now our base class member we have to define. So return data type is a void, and then class name, that syntax I have to know how to, and scope rejection operator, yes, and then s get data. So that is our base class member. So that is a labeling. We can say that identify, that is a our base class member. So class name and scope rejection operator, that is identification of that s get data is of this class. So when we can give the same name, that is a resolution by the class name. Okay, so first I scan. Yes, so here enter, we can say that student roll number. So here roll number, yes. So we can use a C in and scan roll number. And then we can copy to this message or all, and then we can scan to our name of student. So here if you use, yes, I just first rename the message, enter student name. But here what happened in cin and scanf function, both are limitation, only one word is scan and other truncate value or disturb to our other value. So that is a solution. There are two solutions. So here we can use also get line is a member of C in object get line, that is a, yes, dot is there. So yes, and here we can pass to first our member name and that size. So 20, yes, here is a our main, yes, that name. So name is a member private of student and public member access directly, and then name and then size. But sometimes that scene is get line is not perfectly work, so I directly use the, that is also used, but here I use get s. So there is no any error, directly we can pass the name. And first I save this file. So single and first letter of inherit, yes, and dot c plus plus is there. So single si, yes, sin. So first letter of single, okay, and then inheritance. So that is save, yes. And here I that require one header file and stdio.h get as function, otherwise they taking the prototype error. Prototype means that syntax is not found, so we can must be supplied their header file. So std standard input output, that is a required to get as. Okay, so now complete our first member, and then second member void and student, that is a same, and scope rejection operator, you have to know very well syntax, how to definition of member function. So here put data, yes, and then we can print our student name or roll number or first roll number. So here with heading, because only one student mark sheet. If you take the array of object, then two student or number of student mark sheet. But here we cannot take because we can focus inheritance, how it's done. So here name is an ANDL I use. ANDL is a manipulators, and here we can print the name and again give the ANDL. Okay, so yes, just put data. Now two member function of complete to our base class and now turn to derived class that m get data. Yes, I first write the function name and then here give the class membership ms and scope revision operator. So that is also one technique. Directly you can better know than directly provide, and otherwise that after class name and scope resolution you bind, so easily we can remember. Okay, so here we can take some message first. Enter three subject, yes, subject marks. Okay, so here suitable message and taking handle and taking one for loop. Yes, so integer I equal to 0, I less than 3 and I plus plus. So there are 3 and array index start with 0. So here we can take the subject of array and array within a class within array, not yes, an array of object is possible, but here I not take, but array within a class here also cover. So here we can pass to subject and we can print also index, so we can which subject store in which index we can identify easily. Okay, and then give the cn and subject of I, that is pronunciation, that all. Okay, so our three subject is scanning. Yes, and we can not take the other member cal data, calculate directly total and percentage. So here I directly total assign to 0 value, otherwise that garbage value. And here we can take also total inside here. So directly total is possible. Plus equal, you have to know very well, is compound assignment operator. And here that full form total total plus subject of I, that is a full form. I think no, you have to, that is a compound assignment operator. Okay, and now after we can take our percentage, so total divide by 3. But here what happen in left hand, that is float, percentage is float data type, and total and 3 is a integer, so some type casting is required. So there are two techniques, direct 3.0, that is also possible, and second way we can in a type casting, that C++ notation, uh, in parentheses give the float data type. So our derived class first member is design, and now second I give directly mark sheet class and m put data. So we can also print our subject and total at all these things. So here we can supply to heading, and that is a, we can say that three uh, subject marks. Okay. So three subject marks. Okay, and here we can provide the handle and taking for loop again. So here integer I equal to 0, I less than 3 and I plus plus. Okay, and if you all index also print in the output, so here we can also again subject of I, that is print to I value, and then in double quote bracket and then print subject of I, that value. So index and value both we have to print, and here brace is not required, only one statement. So you have to know one statement that is optional and two statement must be all loops, and in decision statement must be opening closing brace required. And here we can also provide the handle, so new line, and now turn to our total and percentage. So see out, and here can print heading total and then tot our variable, and then again give the handle and then saying our, we can say that total and percentage. Yes, so percentage, yes, and then per, yes, so that is print now. Okay, so now turn to our all three session complete. Class include file member class declaration and member function definition. Now turn to main, and we can take only one class, our derived class object, and handle all these member. So mark sheet and m1, that object name, and m1 dot I call our first base class member get data first, and then derived class itself, so that member, because we can derive the private public derivation, so that we can taking the whole. If private derivation, we cannot using the our object that member. Private member not handled by the object. Okay, so here we can now turn to put data as put data. Yes, so first base class and then derived class m, and then put data. Yes, so that is a put means print, and we can prefix S for student and M for mark sheet. So we can distinctly, but after I can also check the same name, what happened. Yes, now I think complete, and yes, there is a no any error. Yes, what happened here? Something wrong. Yes, include keyword is a mistake, typing mistake. Yes, so there is a surprise. Wow. Yes, now what happened here? MS and not a member. Okay, what is some put data? Yes, let us check what is a mistake of typing. So yes, MS and put, yes, M, yes, here M is there, S I give the S, so that is not member. Yes, right. Now yes, there is no error, some typing mistake is there. So all are solved, not any worry. So let us run this program. So public derivation, first we have to take and complete our student mark sheet, roll number, and also here I testing three word BCA and SAM 3. That is not our because student name, but I give the standard. So here I give name. So what happened? Because we can use the get s. If you use the C in, that not taking these three word of value. Here we can no any error. Yes, so that is also happen very simple way. So yes, all perfect roll number and three word in the, but that not name, but I cover the standard also. You can also provide the standard or like grade or class that also take, but here we can focus the how single inheritance work. So first complete our part, our print one student mark sheet. After that, you can also object of array and taking three student in table format also print. Now our second point, here we can take the what is inheritance and that type, and here also first I take the single inheritance, and now we can give the duplicate names. So what is the ambiguity is generated by compiler, or let us check. I remove this s, yes, in our base class, and then definition of base first here also derived class m I remove. So both name is same here, and that member is come to like that extend the class. So public derivation, public member go in the public part. So here there are two times. So our derived class get data and put data is a override, we can say that. So here two times get data and put data. So in previously there is no any ambiguity, but now is a some ambiguity because that is our class is a extend inheritance extended. So I remove, I just show you what is happening in this session, public derivation. So that is extend. And now also I remove the definition of S and M. Just here S, our base class, and now turn to derive, I remove M, yes. And we can run what happened. Yes, let us check. So what ambiguity is there. So now here also we can change to our M, yes, here S and M by remove duplicate name, yes, in base class and derived class. There is no any error. So let us solve. Yes, but directly derived class object call to its member, not the base class member. So how we can handle the our roll number and name, how to get. So that is a we now I first give the value. So yes, again that is a get data. So same that member is run. So there are two time running and two time printing, but our uh, roll number and name is not getting. So what to do in this situation? So very simple solution, and that is a class membership. That is a resolution. This ambiguity, we can say that. So our same name that time and also private member of that class same you can technique use. So here our get data of mark sheet we can take first here give the class name and scope region and then call the get data. So first that call the super or our base class get data and then call itself that get data. And same technique in here, put data, student, yes, student and scope position and put data. Whenever same name identify that, use this technique. Yes, so ambiguity is a resolution. So here we can call only one time, one pair. So I remove this two time because that is a nesting. We can say that nesting of method member. So nested member function concept is covered in this session also. So here first student get data call and then itself get data of mark sheet, and here same process, put data of base class call and then put data itself call. It's a run. So yes, now what? Yes, no error. Now yes, we can scan to our roll number as it is our previous mark sheet. So I give only name, not subject or standard. Yes, so that is perfectly, yes, there is no any error. Yes, so now that is solution. What is a duplicate base class and derived class member is there? So what is a solution? So very simple. That is a importance of that in definition of member, that class name and scope projection operator. So that is a membership labeling. So that get data of student class and this get data of mark sheet class. So here very important concept in the inheritance. Okay, so I think, and then what to do? So now third, first we can simple, then duplicate name, and now turn to, I give the private derivation. I just remove this public keyword. So what happened? Yes. So that how our class is extended. So private derivation, these two member I copy and paste that go in the private part, not public part. So how to handle of this? There is a, we can already solution because the public member call to the private member. So we can call in that get data is a derived class public member. So private member directly call in this technique. There is no any error. Let us check. I first remove, but I just show you this class this time in public private derivation, that type of extend. So I just remove, I just show you to, yes, now I compile. Yes, then there is no any error as it is our previous running the mark sheet. Okay, so I give some different name and marks. So as it is previously printed. Okay, so if what to do, if here is a, if we can say that if here is a, name is different, like I just show you in our, I give the S as previously, and here also our that student class I just changed, not our yes, student class, yes, not in mark sheet class. So I just show you what happen if we call in try to our object in derived class. So here I M1 and S get data. What is the error is coming to picture is just we can see. So S put data, yes. So I save and compile. So that is a error. Why? Because that is a error here, but we can comment line in there because we can call to object. So I just comment line. So what happened now? Yes, there are two error only. Yes, we can say that, and that type of error is appear. That is a, we can handle to our program. Otherwise, program to handle to ourselves. That is a different. So here S get data not is accessible. Why? Because now is a private derivation and private member not handled by the class object. So get data and put data of student class is a previously public part, now private part. So S get data, I give the name change. So that is we cannot handle to derive class of object. Public derivation there is no any error, but now we cannot not accessible because that is a private member, and private member never handled by the object of that class. So I just remove, I just testing for you. And now as previously our open this statement, so that is perfectly work. So that is already solution in same name we can resolution that ambiguity. Same using private derivation, you can public member call and private member, and that is a nesting member function, that concept. So I again as it is our base class name get data and put data. Okay, and there is a last derivation public private and protect. Third that is a specially designed for inheritance, and in single inheritance we cannot declare the protect member. Here I give the example, like here we can declare the protect member, so there is no any error. Just let us check. Yes, but here some student, yes, here first we can solve this. Yes, here I not change name of our member. So yes, now is okay. I think there is no any error. But that is a more use in multi-level or multiple that time. Multi-level is a best protect member because protect keyword specially designed for inheritance, and we can use in one level that protect member inherit, and other up that is also no after that private member. So one level that is inheritance. So here that not perfectly used, so we can use in multi-level inheritance. Okay, and here last testing, and that is a we can give here like a derivation is a protected. So what happened? So yes, I save. So like I give one idea. So private member never inheritance in any case, public, private and protect. And when we can privately inherit, then public member go in the private part. Okay, and protect member is a also private member never inherit, and private and public both are in private section, protect and public member. And public derivation, private member never inherit, protect member go in protect part, and then there is no possibility because that is a public derivation. So protect member go protect part, private never inherit. Okay, and then third, we can protect derivation. So public member go in protect part. So we can here there is no any error. So we can here protect derivation. No? So we can testing public, protect and private all derivation. And there like some book that give the some table which derivation you can go in your which member. So I just revise. So base class private in any case, public derivation, private and protect, that is never inherit, but we can base class is a protect member in go public derivation protect part, protect member in the private derivation private part, and protect member protect derivation protect part. And public member public derivation go in public part, private derivation private part, and protect derivation protect part. That is finished. That is one table is there in some books, is some standard book. So just give the reference. So here we can give the protect keyword, there is no any error. And here we can just run this worksheet as previously, there is no any error. So let us check some, give the name Lakshman, and that marks 3 subjects, so that is a print. Okay, and we here float data type but rounding of total, so we can different some marks, so that give the float of percentage. So I again run, and here give Krishna. Yes, so uh, Krishna, and I give some different type of marks, so that is a I think perfectly not rounding. Yes, but rounding. So the total is a yes, here we can check to or divide by 3 is there or any other. Yes, yes, perfectly. Yes, our division is a perfectly. And float we have to here type casting also. So yes, let us check again. So sometime round of total that not taking perfectly percentage, that not after decimal point. So here we can give the Mira or any other name. Yes, so we can give some like out. Yes, now it's printed. Yes, so here I give one solution after decimal. I just show you Alt F5 is a showing we can previously output, which that option I can show you. So 65.6666 and 4, 6 after decimal 6 digit is there. So how to control this digit up if we print in only 2 after decimal point. So here I give first option Alt W, and here user screen. So we can see our previously output Alt F5 function key. Okay, and here that percentage we have to print, that time we can use here one manipulator, and that set precision and provide the 2. So here is 2 and that function. So that is a Yes, there is one error because set precision that should have a prototype means that header file is required. So here we can provide that header file. Yes, include and that IOMAN IP input out manipulators. Okay. So yes, now is no any error. Yes, I again run and let us give our previously marks. I cannot remember, but give that type of marks. So yes, that is rounding. So after decimal point, you can take only 2 digits. So we can help of set precision. Okay, that function is there, and that is a manipulator. So header file is required, must be. So here we can use. So now all are well, perfectly single inheritance. We can take all three derivation, public, uh, private and protect. And here we can use only two, private and public. Also in multi-level, we can use the protect. So protect member is a one level is inheritance and that not handled by object, only inheritance that purpose only use. Okay. So private member and protect member not used by that class object, and private member or function or data that never handle in object of its class. But friend function is right to handling the private member or public member of that class is used only private member. So just write this program to your not on C++. Here I give the syntax and all theory, what is inheritance and types of inheritance I cover, and then our include and that base class parent three word use. Okay, just I revise. So first write this syntax derivation class derived class name colon visibility mode base class name and then opening closing semicolon and member of derived class. Okay, that is based on syntax we can write design to our derived class. And here also there are three word use I just write for, that is a derived first, here first word, and then I give comma, and then we can say that we can write in first parent. So here I according to, so you can general that use the word, we can say that derive base and derive, and second that we can say that child. Yes, so parent and child, and then subclass. So yes, there are three words, so that is a remaining. Okay, now complete, and also that member function for student get data and put data, then mark sheet get data and put data. You can handle the mark sheet of student, that roll number, name, three subject mark, total and percentage. Yeah, and also you can take the grade or class of that student. Okay. So an array of object you can here also take and print the tabular format of mark sheet. You can watch my simple without inheritance. I array of object handle in the this session on my video lecture is there. So yes, I close this file C++ and quit. So subscribe my channel Ashok C Jala Academy and press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching, supporting and sharing my video lecture. Any doubt of this definition or any other concept or any other language, you can write in comment section. I definitely give the answer. So thanks again and Hare Krishna.